Welcome into this week's episode of Cape Codcast. I'm your host, Emma Carmen. We are so excited to welcome Brock Wilken on for today's episode. Brock is a current baseball player at Wake Forest University and was a part of the Harwich Mariners this past summer. Brock, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So as I mentioned, a part of the Mariners last summer, what was your entire experience like? I know it's only 3 months, goes by super fast, but kind of take me through this past summer.
Oh man, it was unreal. It was unlike before. Um, you know, just going to the Cape one is an honor. That in it alone is really special. Going there was already really special for me, but then having the opening day job at third base was even more special. And then getting the host family that I got was just amazing. The O'Learys were the perfect family. 3 kids, anything you could ever want. They were just amazing. They were there to help, be supportive as always. And they're great people. Stay in contact with them, almost every day. And I have a great relationship with them. So, that experience for me was super cool, and eye-opening for many reasons, which I really enjoyed, and I can't wait to get back to the summer.
You obviously had a ton of success down there. You batted .302 during the regular season, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs, and appeared in all 38 games, which is huge for anyone within the Cape. How are you so powerful and dominant at the plate?
I was really just staying loose, sticking to my routines, and having the confidence. I think confidence is super big in any part of anyone's success, in any sports or in their everyday jobs. You can have success whether it's in sales, whether it's in baseball, no matter what. But I think confidence can take people a long way in their lives. Those are a couple things. My teammates behind me really helped me stay confident. Some of the older guys that have been to the Cape before, helping me lead the way. This is how we do things here. Helping them pave the way for me was really special as well.
You mentioned those teammates. Obviously, it's a bunch of different players from all over the country coming together. Are you still friends with some of them? What are the connections and relationships like nowadays?
Oh, for sure. Most of our team being from the ACC or the SEC, I stay in contact with most of everyone that I was there with. Cade Beloso, Corey Acton, Hal Hughes. I got a couple close relationships. Carter Putz from Notre Dame, Nick Lucky from Coastal Carolina, Chris Newell, Max Codier from UVA. Those were some of my boys. Jordan Beck from Tennessee. Just I got along with everyone. Bo Keithley, you name it. Everyone was just awesome. Those are some of the closer guys I was with. But I stay in contact with a lot of them. Pretty much every day, weekly. Catch up, see how things are going, see how their season's going. Talk hitting, talk baseball, talk life. Everything.
You learn obviously from them, kind of their backgrounds, their college experiences. And then obviously you have these mentors down in the Cape, coaches who've been around the game forever. What kind of impact did your coaches have on you and kind of bringing that back to Wake Forest and kind of rolling that into your regular college season play?
Yeah, for sure. Those coaches really instilled having process and going about it the right way, and just doing everything, playing the game as hard as possible. I try to bring that back to Wake Forest. Try to bring that every day. But those coaches really helped me stay relaxed, stay loose. That was a big part of my success as well. Those coaches, having the confidence in a freshman, which was pretty special. And then I really couldn't appreciate my coaches anymore for what they did. And a cool story not a lot of people know about my coaches was they were the only team to really accept me to come and play for them on a full contract on the Cape. My head coach here at Wake, reached out to a couple of different teams, and they're like, "Oh, he's too young. We haven't seen him play enough." So Coach Steve Angler, he really took a chance on me, and I couldn't appreciate him and the coaching staff taking a chance, and let me play, which was really, really cool.
And with that, you were honored as MVP last year. Kind of take me through that moment when you first received that honor, what it meant to you, kind of the emotions that you were going through.
Um, got goosebumps about it right now. That's something that I'll never forget. You never forget the place, the moment. Something special happens. People always talk about we're on 9/11, or when a terrific moment in their life happened. I'll never forget the air, how the crowd was, the people in line, just everything about it was really surreal for me. And they come out and they're starting to read these awards, and I knew Trey Dombrowski. I mean, there was no shot he wasn't going to win pitcher of the year. So they start reading off his stats, and we all go nuts for him, super happy for him. And then they're like, "Oh, now is our time for our MVP award." And all my teammates are like, "Oh, it's you." And I'm like, "Dude, no shot. They're not going to give it to, a young kid, youngest on the team. Like, he's barely 18, like, probably not going to give it to me." And they start reading off the stats, and I'm like, "Okay, well, that stat matches mine. That stat matches mine." And they just all stats match the line. I was like, "No way." And I just remember walking up, and this was the only game that my dad got to see me play in,
Oh,
and in tape, and he was right there, and he had no idea. I had no idea, which made it even that much more cool of a moment for myself. And, just grabbing that award, knowing that I'm etched in history, in baseball history forever, was the most surreal moment of my career by far.
obviously, that's one of the best memories you could ever even ask for in the Cape. What were some of other your fond memories that you had, whether it was with teammates, coaches, workouts, going to the beaches, kind of exploring around the Cape? What are some fun things that you remember from last summer?
Oh man, some of the best moments I had were with my teammates, no doubt. Those bus rides were unreal. Every bus ride, we're playing Mafia, picking the Mafia, blasting music, just having a fun time. And like I've said this many times before, but this summer was the most fun I've ever had playing baseball. Just my being around my teammates, having bonfires with my teammates, going out with my teammates. My host family, they were gracious enough to, have everyone over to my house. They could have this little bonfire with marshmallows and all this different stuff. And just some of those moments are more special than actually the playing moments. Those moments are the ones you'll never forget, rather than how you did that day or who did what that day. And then just having fun with it. It was always a good time in the dugout with the coaches, and with my teammates. It was awesome. I loved it, every second of it.
So you're tentatively scheduled to return this summer back to Harwich. I know we spoke about it before hopping on the phone, but how excited are you to kind of get back down there? Obviously, you're going to wrap up that college season, but what are you looking forward to most as you're headed to the Cape again?
Oh man, I can't wait to get back with my host family.
Mm.
They're awesome. I just love them so much. I have my teammate in first baseman Nick Kurtz from Wake Forest coming with me. He's staying with me,
Right.
which would be super cool. They pass that tradition on. They've had a Wake Forest baseball player to host every single year for the past 4 years. I'm trying to keep that tradition going, but doing that, and those bus rides, and obviously getting on to put a Harwich Mariner jersey on every day is pretty special as well.
Yep. And as you mentioned, at Wake Forest right now, finishing up sophomore year, what are some of the similarities that you took with you from your summer ball season last summer into this year of playing college ball?
Just trying to have fun with it. Sometimes I get caught up in too many different things. Just trying to have fun with the game. That's when you play looser. That's when everyone plays looser, and it's just much more fun to do. And success follows as well. And then really focusing on, defensive aspect, trying to show and prove to not only myself but to my coaching staff and to other people watching that I'm an elite defender at third. Really honing in on those defensive skills, which has I really want to do this year.
So with that, obviously people's dream is to play in the Cape. You had the opportunity as a freshman. What's some advice that you have for anyone either listening or watching this who's interested in playing within the Cape and kind of getting to where you are?
I think some advice I could give is to don't put pressure on yourself when you're there. That's probably baseball is hard enough as it is, especially as a hitter.
Mhm.
Um, and if you go there and you try to put pressure on yourself, oh, I'm in the Cape, playing in front of so many scouts and all this other stuff, so many fans. It's just not going to be what you expect it to be. But and so just go have fun with it. There's no pressure. It's summer ball. It's the most fun you could ever have playing baseball. Just go play, and you'll be right where you want to be.
So from baseball to kind of your own logo, I know NIL is slowly getting big, and I saw that you launched your own website, which is super exciting. Where did this idea come about? Kind of when did the whole transition come with that?
Yeah, it actually started during summer. Me and my agency, we're really close. Love them. And they kind of had this idea, and one of their other players was Tanner Allen from Mississippi State last year.
Mhm.
And they're like, this thing hit, and it was right after they won the College World Series. So he's like, let's put this together, and let's see how it does.
Mhm.
And he gave half the proceeds back to Mississippi State because he was graduating and about to get drafted. And within like 4 or 5 months, made 36 grand.
Wow.
Um, and so they were like, we really want to do this with you, and see how it does for you. And so going through the whole process, it was long, but it was also a great and fun process. Having to make my own designs, making my own t-shirts, the colors, every little fine detail, it was mine. And basically call myself an entrepreneur with my own company.
Mhm.
um, but there's a lot of those same aspects where you're having to go through how much it's going to cost for the t-shirts and all these different stuff. So it was a really cool process. Incorporating my teammates on one of my t-shirts was probably the coolest moment for me. And I couldn't imagine doing it with three other better people. So that was a really cool moment for me. I ran it by them. They're like, dude, that's so sick. And I was like, all right, well, we're putting it together then. So I called up my agent, and I was like, hey, does this work? And he goes, dude, that's awesome. And by far, that is the hottest selling item on the website, which is really cool.
Really cool. So, what are the hopes for the future of this site? I know right now there's a lot of merch kind of about you, but where do you kind of see it kind of progressing as you move up in your years there at Wake Forest and then hopefully with a little bit more into the draft?
Yeah, I hope it, kind of stays the same. I'm not really worried about the money. It's just kind of a cool, fun process to go
Mhm.
about. Not many people get to do this. So just having fun with the process is really cool. Creating everything not by myself, but having throwing ideas out there, and then they come back and with the ideas, which is so just having fun with the process. If it makes money, great. If it doesn't, great. It's just a cool process. But I really see, my logo is just a BW, my initials. I really want to keep it simple, just in case, if I ever get drafted, that I won't have the same number or whatnot. So I wanted to kind of keep it simple and just do my like the Tiger Woods logo, just TW, BW, kind of the same deal.
Love it. So, from college ball to summer ball and your own website and everything, is there any last stories or anything you want to share with our listeners kind of before we wrap up this episode?
Um, Nah, I said it earlier in this interview. Don't ever give up on yourself. That was a really big thing. Having to hear that from my coach this summer, and I first got there, and him telling me that none of the other coaches wanted me. I was like, dang, it's really kind of eye opening. It gave me a chip on my shoulder, and so I really, really always just believe in yourself, never give up on yourself. And then I got another story real quick. One of my coaches, I was going through a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of a skid. And coach comes up to me and he's like, hey man, just these past couple of games haven't gone your way. You just got to keep doing what you're doing and you'll be fine. All these scouts really aren't here to look at you. They're here to see the older guys, especially with the COVID and all this different stuff. And then he mentioned at the end, he was like, I really don't, I know you're a great player, but they're probably going to give the MVP award to a older guy who's been there before and had some success. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And as soon as I get that MVP award in our last game, I run right over to him and I give him a big hug and I said, how about that, huh?
Love that.
Always believed in the kid. Just never give up. There's people out there that believe in you, so never give up on your dreams. Just have the same dreams you've had since you were 6 and just go with them.
Love that. So last thing, we'll be answering a couple quick questions. We've done this on every episode so far, so you're just going to give me the answers off the top of your head. So the first one is, where is your favorite spot on the Cape? It can be a certain field, beach, restaurant, anything that you went to.
Okay. First, there's a couple. There's
Okay.
ice cream right by Ember Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, so good, so good. Best ice cream place I've ever been on the Cape.
Love it.
Second is White House Field, and third is the O'Leary House. No place.
Love it. All right. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. Probably strength, just because. Why not?
Just because you could be super strong and do anything.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Ever.
All right. Third one. What is one thing that people do not know about you, or like minimal people, like just family or just a close friend?
I was actually born in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, interesting. How long were you there for? Not long?
Not long, probably about 6 months. And then we moved to Florida and then to North Carolina and then back to Florida.
All over the place. All right. Question 4. If you could spend an afternoon with any athlete in history, who would it be?
Oh man, that's a good one. Dang. I'd probably have to say Tom Brady. Just to pick his brain on the mental side of the game. Yeah. That's all. And one of the more intriguing parts of what makes Tom Brady Tom Brady. How he is who he is. Kind of going off the same boat. Just always believe in yourself. 6th round draft pick to the greatest football player of all time. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big football guy, but love who he is and everything that he's about.
Love it. That would be mine too. What is one baseball superstition or ritual that you have to follow when it comes to you kind of going out on the field?
That's a good one. I have many.
Of course.
whether it's dressed a certain way before the game, putting in my contacts a certain way before the game, going to the gas station and making sure that I have 2 vitamin waters before every game. Whether it's undoing my batting gloves or putting them on a certain way and then putting on my helmet with either my right hand or my left hand, depending on, and then my pre-pitch routine when I get in the box. Those are all of my main superstitions.
Love it. Does the vitamin water flavor matter?
No.
Oh, okay. Just 2 vitamin waters.
Water. Gotta
Awesome.
Be good ones.
Love it. So that's it for today, Brock. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on. We wish you nothing but the best of luck with everything that you have down the road.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
This is Emma Carmen signing off from Cape League Codcast. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast as well as follow us on social media at official CCBL on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you for all watching and have a wonderful week.